God's promises for favor. He promised me, I believe. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 16. In that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply. And the Lord thy God shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it.
Okay, so and this one we finally see what the command is and the benefit of it. This is he gave us three commands actually. To love the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments. And so, meaning that he will continuously give us commandments and statutes and judgments as we become closer to God and get have a more personal relationship with God. He does uh, visit us and speak to us, instruct us on a regular basis. Some people say they hear voices in their head and things like that. Some voices tell them to do evil and wicked, and some voices tell them to do good and to help people and to help others. And so, um, his first command was to love the Lord thy God. If you love the Lord thy God, he already loved you. If you love the Lord thy God, then he will control those voices. He will silence those voices that try to get you to do wrong and get out of his will. He will protect your mind and your heart and your soul and your body, your finances, everything. Um, so if you love him, then you'll walk in his ways, and he'll lead and guide you in those ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments. And it's not something that you could do on your own. It comes from you loving God and God loving you, and that love combined together will increase the relationship that you have with the Father. So and there's levels to that. So in time, you will keep His commandments and His statutes and His judgments, and the result of that will be you will live and multiply, and God will bless you in the land that you go and possess. Possess means own. So not only will you get to live and multiply, you will be blessed with land of your own, and that land will be blessed. Not like what's going on now with this coronavirus. That's not a blessing. People dying. They dying from it. As reports say, they're dying. Big time. One report said in the first week they had 0 deaths, and by the end of the second week they had 800 something deaths in the city. And so that's 800 people in 2 weeks that's dead.
Well, you said in the first week they had none, and the second week they
By the
did.
end of the second week.
That's
So the
one week.
no. So the first week, the beginning of the first week, it was 0. So by the end of that week, it was I think 90 something people. And then by the end of the next week, which was the second week, it had increased to 800 something people. So within 2 weeks, 800 people died in the city. And so it could have been a state. I don't know. It was a city or a state, but I know it was not a country. It was something small and regional, like a city or a state. And so you know, that his word is true. Is right here. It's saying what you can do to live and multiply and be blessed in the land that you possess. God's word. I'm standing on it. I advise you, young lady, to stand on it, because this is the only thing that is permanent. Everything else is temporary. God and his word last forever. And we not worried about who wrote this Bible or none of that. We not concerned about that. We're concerned about the content, what's inside, with the message. We want the message. We want the message. That's what we're seeking. We're seeking the message. And I'd rather believe and be saved from this coronavirus and all these other deadly things going on in the world than to not believe and to suffer and die without knowing if God's word was true or not.